What is on top of the deck? What is on top of the deck?
Oh,
it's Lightning Helix! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Welcome to Hunt the Week.
Hello everyone and welcome into the show. Welcome on in each and every one of you elves out there. That's right, I'm not being selfish this week. I'm feeling elfish. I want you to come on in. Maybe we're going to do some regrowing. Maybe we're going wide. I don't really know what our plan is, but I'm feeling elite, and I hope you are too. Welcome in, everybody. This is Hunt the Week. It is your weekly Magic the Gathering podcast about the Arena Gauntlet League that we know, love, and play in. And this is Foundation's Kickoff. We're doing it right. We're kicking it off. We got a good show for you. We're going to go over the rules. We're going to talk about what we know and what we don't. I got a great interview with Lotte later on in the show. I've been playing a good amount. I've got a good feeling about it, and I've been playing some practice games. We got our pools. Pools have been rolled. Our first plane has been rolled. Oh, there's a lot to talk about. Let's figure it out as we spin the wheel.
Everybody knows how to spin the wheel.
Let's go, wheel! Give me a miracle.
It's so simple.
Spin the wheel!
So yes, we're in Foundations. Very excited. Very cool. A bunch of people got to do pre-releases and got their pre-release packs. I don't know if you guys saw this, but there is this thing with Wicked. Wicked's coming out. I don't know much about Wicked, but I know that they printed a website on those things that actually is not what they thought it was and takes you to not a Wicked thing. Takes you to instead a more pornographic thing. And when Wizards doesn't have that problem, they don't. But if you look on the bottom of your pre-release kit, you will see a website. And if you type that website in, I don't think they knew where it was taking you, because it takes you to a really, really weird URL, and it plays. Here, I'll just play it right now. This is what happens. It plays this. League, I fear we're facing a problem. Power creep, play boosters, let's solve them. Maybe there is something that we can do to make it through. Chris York tells me I shouldn't worry. There's a brand new league and it's crazy. A league that really deserves us. I think it's this. So I build, practice, and I play. Planes chase, it's time for planes chase. Spinning, the wheel is choosing. Random, wacky, chaos is crazy. Corset, Goku is happy. So I build, and I play, so we can planes chase, say that you love it, build it, go out and play it. I don't care about any league but this. Lately I've had trouble with aggro, but we rolled cons and now I've got help. I wonder if there's another plane to keep me sane. Wednesday we meet up and we spin them, find a land that's new and explore them. I don't care if we play Brawl, it's fun when it's with you. So I build, practice, and I play. Planes chase, it's time for planes chase. Spinning, the wheel is choosing. Random, wacky, chaos is crazy. Corset, Goku is happy. So I build, and I play, so we can planes chase, say that you love it, build it, go out and play it. I don't care about any league but this, any league but this. wild and weird that they do that. I don't know why they're always hiding these things, right? They're always hiding these things from us. You kind of got to dig a little bit to find them. It's cool that they do it. I'm happy that they do. But it's just like, you're going to spend that much time putting in a nice foundations, thing together. Maybe make it more accessible. That's all I'm saying. But we're in Foundations League. That's right. As I record, I don't do this part. I don't do times. See, I'm so used to saying this is the top 8. There is no top 8. No one started. No one's played anything. No one has done anything. But hey, this is Foundations League. This is Planes Chase League. And we're doing what we can. We're doing what we can. So how does it work? Well, this is a little different than your normal leagues, and it's just different. Things are going to be different. Things are going to act different. Once a week on Wednesday, we're going to get together. We're going to roll a plane from the so many planes that they have. I want to say there's 20 to 25. Me and Lotte go over exactly how many there are later on in the show. But there's a ton of planes. Week 1, Uncharted Haven, Dominaria. Comeback packs are from Foundations. Every time you lose, you get a Foundations pack. When you lose, you may add one common that is not in your pool to your pool. And this has been addendum fixed. You'll hear in my interview with Lotte, we talk about how the loser has to tell the winner what card they want. That's been axed. It's been changed. Now, just report the game like normal. Loser will figure out what card they want. Now you get the pack first. You used to have to pick the common and then get the pack. Now you get the pack first, then you get to open it, and then you can pick your common. So it's just changed around a little bit. I think it's a great quality of life change. Waiting for everybody to figure out what card they want will just take forever. So I think that's really good choice, really good update. And then here, so what common do you want, right? Like, I think that's a great question. And I think you should go into the game with like 2 or 3 cards on your mind, right? Like know what cards you're looking at. I'll tell you right now. Let's talk about it a little bit with your boy Goku. I am currently playing a pretty lean, mean green-white deck. I'm able to play 2 colors off the bat, but I've already got Land War Elves, right? So Land War Elves is not the pick for me if I lose. When I lose. If I lose. So then we have our questions, right? Like, do I grab Evolving Wilds, which may not make a big impact in my deck, but is a card that I will play for the next 6 weeks, definitely. Like, that will always be in the deck. Or do I try and get some power, get some oomph, get some removal in these colors? Like, I don't have the 1/1 cat that draws a card in white. I would love to have that card in my deck. And I don't have any of the green common removal. I don't have Bushwhack. I don't have Bite Down. Would love a Bite Down, right? And I feel like I always do this when we do these leagues, where I always grab the removal. I'm like, oh, sweet, here's the sweet removal spell. And then 2 to 3 packs later, I opened up some good cards in another color. All of a sudden, I'm off that color. So it's like, do I want to risk it? Do I think I'm going to be white or green this whole time? Maybe. I mean, they pair well together, and it looks all right, but it's really hard to say this early on. Maybe I just go with Bite Down because Bite Down's green, and I think green probably gives me the best choice as far as going to like 3 colors or trying to splash something more so than white does. But white's got a lot of my removal, right? My white's looking pretty good. Do I want to add to the white, or do I just want to get the land, the Evolving Wilds that will always be there, will always help with fixing, but maybe doesn't make a big splash, right? Like, there are going to be games where I wish I had removal and I draw that Evolving Wilds. There are going to be games where I have Evolving Wilds on 2 and I'd love to be playing that cat and drawing a card. The nice part about this change is I don't have to make the decision. I just kind of need to think about it a little bit and then see what we open. Because if I open that first pack and it's got Bite Down and Evolving Wilds, easy choice. We're taking the cat, right? But it's the kind of thing I think you want to think about a little bit. Make a little list of, 3-4 commons that you really want that you don't have, and kind of plan. You don't want to spend an hour or two going back and forth like I am right now, having you help me pick. I think it's a cool plane, but boy, we're going to be coming out of here with a lot of Land War Elves, a lot of that cat, a lot of what bacon to a pie. That's got to be a common. That's going to be a great one. There's a lot of good choices. There is no wrong answer. But if you do pick a colored card, you do run the risk of possibly not being in that color later and maybe feeling like you didn't get the most out of your early common. So do what you can. We're just going to go through a couple of the other planes. There's a lot of them. I can't go through all of them. I mean, I could, but that would take forever. So let's just take a look. Biblioplex. All comeback packs are from Strixhaven. Whenever you open a comeback pack, add a random common or uncommon story spotlight. Interesting. I wonder what the story spotlights are. I don't remember off the top of my head. Castle Garenbrig. All comeback packs are from Throne of Eldraine. Whenever you lose a match, choose Prince, add one random Throne of Eldraine rare to your pool, or Pauper, add 10 random Throne of Eldraine commons. I love this one. This looks super spicy. You trying to spike it with that good rare, or are you trying to fill it out with some nice commons? 10 commons is a lot. 10 commons or one rare. What do you want? What do you want? You're rolling the dice either way. But how much of a gambler are you? How much are you going to put on the line? This is a really cool one. River Glide Pathway. All comeback packs are from Zendikar Rising, but kicker, if it's week 4 or more, instead, all comeback packs are from Modern Horizons 3. Bring out those Eldrazi. I want to see them. I want it to happen. Temporal Anchor. Whenever you lose a match, open one comeback pack of Brothers War and one comeback pack of Dominaria. Choose one and add it to your league. Discard the other. That's a cool one. Good callback to Brothers War. Let's see. Valgavas Lair. All comeback. No, we did that one last week. Three Tree City. All comeback packs are from Bloomborough. League decks must contain no humans. That sounds tough. That one sounds a little tough. Plaza of Heroes. All comeback packs are from Dominaria United. Matches must be played with the best of 3 60-card friendly brawl. Oh, this is the brawl plane. This one is the one that people were up in arms about. Players must win games with 2 different uncommon commanders. Players can use any DMU multicolored uncommon commander in addition to any other commanders they have. Cool. Seems really cool. Noctamen. All comeback packs are for Amonkhet Remastered. Whenever you roll a comeback pack of Amonkhet Remastered, you may embalm it. If you do, replace your pack with a random comeback pack opened during a previous week. Very cool. And then we've got our phenomena. Those can kind of just happen. If they hit these, they happen, and then we move on to something else. Let's look at Underworld Breach. When you encounter Underworld Breach, revive all eliminated players. All revived players open a comeback pack of Theros Beyond Death. For the rest of the league, players open a comeback pack of Theros Behind Death as their 11th loss and aren't eliminated until their 12th loss. That is dope. If we hit that, everyone gets one more game in. That's spicy. That's a spicy little meatball right there. I think that's really, really cool. Now, of course, we do just have Foundations pack in week 1. We're building up a nice foundation for our foundations for our Plains Chase. Games start tomorrow at 5. Post your deck in the deck clinic. Did you get some good rares? Did you open anything really cool? Have you been playing and enjoying Foundations? Here's my opinion, and I'll say this, I'm the core set guy. I talk a lot about how I love core sets, how I think core sets good, clean Magic. And I agree that this is good, clean Magic, right? This is simple Magic. This is slow Magic. I'm not seeing anything too fast. This is go slow. This is not a ton of removal out there. And that removal is either maybe a little overcosted or maybe a little clunky. I will concede that it is a little boring, okay? Especially after coming off of Duskmourn, which I think is just an all-time draft set. This set does feel boring, but that's the beauty of Plains Chase League. We're not playing Foundations. We are for right now, for week 1, right? We're playing only Foundations. But as this goes on, it's going to get wild. It's going to get wacky. It's going to give us that oomph and that hurrah and that sparkle that we want from a Magic set. So I think Foundations is like the perfect set, actually, to start off a Plains Chase League. I really like this set as like a build-up set, right? Like so many good commons and uncommons, strong rares, but nothing's too crazy, nothing's too broken. There are some, you opened your Coma, good job. But there's also, you got your Solemn Simulacrum, your Consuming Aberration, Bacon to a Pie. There's decent removal. There's decent cards. There's good stuff here, right? Like, I think this set's going to pair really well with other sets. That's my hope anyway. I will say, this doesn't really seem like a 3-4 color set. I mean, you do have the dual lands, and there is some fixing, but man, this doesn't really seem like there's a lot of 3-color stuff going on. I'm playing some monocolor even in my drafts, and I've done a few drafts. I'm doing my drafts. I am enjoying the format. I do think it's a little slow. I do think it's a little boring, but you know what? It's a nice change of pace, and again, it's good, clean Magic. I don't feel like I'm getting some toxic or some weird mechanic like cycling into solar flare or whatever. Like it doesn't feel parasitic. It doesn't feel like there's anything I'm really salty about. It's a good time, and yes, there's fun and crazy things you can do. You just gotta work a little bit harder to do it. And I'm enjoying it. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you're ready for Plains Chase League, because I know I am, and so is my guest this week. Let's bring her on. Let's get to it as we figure out where we are.
Blimey, Inspector. Where have we wound up this time? The question isn't where, Constable, but when.
Well, we know where we are this week because we had it planned in advance. Well, we didn't. The league committee did. I'm not a part of the league committee. Don't come at me. Don't come at me. But this week I had on Lotte, a.k.a. Birdie, a.k.a. Master Detective, a.k.a. I got to meet her, and she gave me the great, I guess this is going home, sign-off that I now forget to use all the time. But I still love it. But Lotte is new to the league committee, had a lot to do with Plains Chase, was on the Leagues Ahead with Chris York. If you like league content, you want to learn a little bit more about Plains Chase, go check out Chris York's Leagues Ahead. Chris was on last week's podcast. Look at how I'm making this all work, right? I'm bringing everybody in, everybody together. Please enjoy my conversation with Lotte now. All right, everyone, join me this week as we figure out where we are with none other than Lotte. Welcome to the show, Lotte.
Thanks for having me. Let's try and figure out
where are we? Well, we know where we are in week 1. We're in Foundations.
We're in the Uncharted Haven. Like the whole thing about the Uncharted Haven is that it's uncharted, right?
All right, so we're in like places unknown. We're not in an actual plane.
Yeah, I'll go, like technically the playing card says Dominaria, but we know what the plane is for week 1. So thanks to Delton who submitted the Foundation one, which I think is really like set to work as well.
I think it's, in fact, I'm gonna hit you with a question off the bat that you're not prepared for. Okay, what's the number one common people are gonna take?
Llanowar Elves.
You think so?
Llanowar Elves or Evolving Wild. Like I'm hoping for like one of the question Wesley asked. Like I'm hoping for an Evolving Wild myself. That's always the first thing I look at in any league pool.
It's hard to not. And I mean, we'll get into it because there's a lot of good answers here. Right? There's removal in every color uncommon. You got your Spirited Cat Panion, the 1/1 cat that draws a card in white. Who's not going to want that card?
Yeah.
Llanowar Elves, of course. Like, card's so strong that you haven't even printed it in like 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
But Evolving Wilds will go in every deck, and it will go in every deck throughout the entire league. Like, you will never not be on green and be like, oh man, I'm so mad I took Llanowar Elves, right? If you go for Evolving Wild. It's not shiny. It's not flashy. But dang, it's going to do some work, right?
Yeah. But, I mean, it also depends. Like, if you already have one in your opening pool, then you're going to have to think. And I think, like, I haven't done the maths on this, but you get, like, 6 packs.
Yeah.
And how many comments do we have per pack nowadays? Like 8?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what's in a pack anymore. Don't ask me.
Well, let's say you have 8 comments. And there are only 90 comments in Foundation. So you get, like, 8 times 6. Like, that's 48 comments. Like you'll get some doubles, but, like, you'll have about half the comments in your opening pool.
And then it's, Foundation packs in week 1.
Yeah.
So you're going to be, do you get to choose before you crack your pack? You would have to, right?
Yeah. We're doing this totally old school style. So the winner still has to submit the match report, but they have to like have actual social contact with the loser and talk about like what comment they will want.
Oh, wow. So you need to know when the match is reported what cards you want.
Yeah, you need to know when the match is reported. You better think about it, or you better make a split-second decision.
I can't sit there and be okay. So I can't sit there and go, I don't know. I got to think about it. What do we do? What are the implications here, Lotte? So what if I don't? What if I don't know? What happens?
Well, same thing as in any circumstance when you're sitting when you're sitting in the board and when you're like looking at that 7 and you want to take a check, it's like, oh, do I want to hold it or do I want to send it back? You have to make a decision then.
Oh, I like this. You don't get much time to think. If you don't know, that's on you. You better be paying attention.
Yeah. Well. I think yeah. I don't think it will be the hardest choice you'll have to make in the league.
No, we already told you it's Evolving Wilder Llanowar Elves, and then if you don't know, you just pick one of those, right? Like, it's easy. Well, we're getting ready for Planescape League. We're wrapping up Duskmorn. We got Planescape League kicking off this week. I'm super excited about it. I know you're super excited about it. I want to know what makes you excited about Planescape. What about Planescape gets you going?
Woo, baby. So I will say this: like I was like when I started on the ATL, I did Dominaria United and I did Brothers War, and like both of those leagues, like I was so, and I thought it was like kind of okay, but whatever. And then I did the Plane Chase League of my third league, and I got so hooked. Like this is like a format that like only we could do it. Like we are the only like group of limited like sickos who can do this. Like a normal sealed league, I mean, like it's a little bit different, right?
Sure.
But, like this thing is like really both testing your deck building skills, like having a highlight of what people love about Magic, what people love about all the sets that we have. You get to visit someone that you probably haven't played with. And like I think it's a very nice and flavorful experience. But like with all the woohoo about Universe Beyond, well, this is a very like really a love letter to play Magic, play limited Magic specifically. So,
and it's also a little bit of a love letter to the leagues we've played in before too, right? Because a lot of these mechanics are callbacks to even the Duskmore one, right? Where it's like your deck size and your wins kind of come together. It's a callback. It's very meta. I was telling Chris York this. I think it's very meta, and I like that. Yeah. I like it a lot.
Sure, but like I don't think it's like even too like maybe like the Duskmore one, sure, and like I guess the Tunnel Junction one, that one is very like. Those make sense, but I think all of the other ones really they make like you don't need to like know anything about the other league to have them make sense to you. Like the Temporal Anchor one, like the for that you choose between a pack of Brothers War and a pack of Dominaria. Well, it's a callback to the Brothers War mechanic, obviously, but it totally works as a plane on its own. It's not like some time spiral thing where you really have to be a sicko to like really.
Do you guys have like 100 clues ready to go for the MKM one?
Well, I will say this about the MKM one. Like the gets put on a case, like that's just like similar to the Rami thing that we did for MKM.
Okay, yep.
Yeah. So that's like in the rules, but like I would be like I'm sure that if we hit MKM, that we'll like get some nice puzzling, like some nice side quests going. But like I would expect it to be more like the Valkenvat matches last week. So like an optional thing that you can ignore if you don't like it. Then like MKM League, where it was really the puzzle solving was like integral part of it.
You were the master detective of MKM League. You would know. You were one of the top ones, coming up with some really cool designs too on top of that. Let me ask you this. Do you think of this as Foundations League, or do you think of this as Planes Chase 2?
This is really hard, like because I've been making like all the like the past couple of days I've been making like the feedback form, the match reporter, and the standing sheet and other things.
Yeah.
I keep like going back and forth, like how should I call it? But I think I just end up on settling on like Foundations Plane Chase. Like I feel like for me it's definitely both.
I like that, especially because we are starting on week 1 on Foundations Plane, where we're going to be opening. Because normally, you get your 6 packs and then you go a little crazy. We're getting our 6 packs and then a couple more to build that base up. So it really is going to feel Foundations-y, even though it's not going to next week. Like next week, it's going to be totally different, off to the races.
Yeah, for sure.
I can't wait. Is it Wednesdays? Are they doing the wheel roll on Wednesdays?
Yeah,
is that the plan?
Doing the wheel on Wednesdays.
Wheel Wednesdays. I cannot wait. What is the plane that you want to see rolled more than any others? I know you've got favorites out there. You've got
Oh,
to have them.
I sure do. So I like the Ikoria one. I think that's a very fun one, like with like everyone having a companion.
Yeah.
Um,
Which one do you think, just in the blind, not knowing your deck, which companion would you be trying to run? Not thinking like, oh, I can run, Loris because I have all one and twos or
Yorian.
whatever. Yurion?
Yorian, yeah, I think it's like especially if it's later, you have a strong pool. Like I think Foundations has a decent amount of enter the battlefield effect. Like Yorian
Mhm.
is a very strong companion who is really underperformed in Ikoria itself because of all the mutate stuff there.
Yeah.
No, but really, the one thing I'm hoping most to see is the High Council of Paliano. Like I argued hard to have like every week have a vote between three planes and did not get the majority on my side. No, I really would like to see it like for 1 week, like see what people come up with, like what the social dynamics are when you get to vote between three different planes.
So when that one rolls, do we get to make new planes or are we picking from pre-made planes?
Yeah. So what will happen if we encounter like the High Council of Paliano? We'll roll 3 more planes, and there's 24 hours just to vote, and the top vote is where we go.
Oh boy. So
Because
then
three
it's you have 24 hours to campaign, basically.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Oh boy. We've had a lot of that going on in America recently, Lotte. I don't know if we're ready for some more voting to go on.
I will have I won a campaign for the employee council at my work
I believe it. I believe it. You seem very informed. You know what you're doing. I've met you in person. You got it put together. You really do.
Oh, I thank you.
Oh. What about this? What plane do you think will upset people the most? What plane do you think people will not want to go to?
So there's a couple ones. Like I'm just not going to say the brawl plane. Like we've all heard it.
Yeah. We're already upset about the brawl plane.
Yeah. I kind of feel like the Duskmore plane might be a little bit like disappointing for people, like because we just went there and the mechanic is like a callback to that too. So that's the one that I'm like a little worried about, if I'm very honest. And I imagine like the Eldraine plane where you only get to play one basic land, like we hit that one last plane chase and there was like a ton of complaints about that one, even though there was also like a ton of praise about it. So like that's why we included it. But yeah. So we'll see. There's a couple ones that I think could be controversial. But I think we actually did a good job of making the majority of the planes like things that everyone will like. I think there are very few people who will look to the planes and be like, oh, I don't want to hit that one. Oh, I don't want to hit that one. Like most of them are just all offside.
What about that Phyrexian, where we all get to become Phyrexians? You excited for that one?
Ooh, I kind of hope. Like I was listening to the podcast last week, and I heard you and Chris discussing about it. I think you were saying, or Chris was saying that, oh, you would just go for that.
I think I would go for. I mean, it's a strong set, and that's a strong. And Toxic is not fun to play against. Oh, it's got a lot going for it.
You only get 6 packs of Toxic.
Sure.
Like by that time, like maybe you have 12 packs, and only like. It was hard enough to get a Toxic deck together in Phyrexia. Will be one draft, let alone sealed. Let alone sealed, where half of your packs do not even have any Toxic creatures in them. Like I think like if you're counting on Toxic, I think you're gonna have a miserable time. I think you'll regret completion if you're trying to go for Toxic strategy.
You've heard it here. Don't regret completion. Don't do it. And the thing is, you have to think. Is one stronger than Foundations? And I don't know that it is, honestly. I haven't played any pre-releases or done any Foundations playing yet, but even looking at the Roto, there's still a lot of good stuff in here. Like there's some good synergy stuff. You got some hypo things. There's, like I said, you got Llanowar Elves, you got Wrath of God, you got some strong cards in here. Solemn Simulacrum, right? Who doesn't want to open that?
Yeah, for sure. And I think like I think in a vacuum, probably like 12 packs of one beats out 12 packs of Foundation every time.
Sure.
But one is like famously a very parasitic set.
Yeah.
our foundations is like explicitly made with the purpose to work with many different possible setup sets. So that's also why I think it's a good set to start with for our plane chase league. Like you're basically no matter what we hit, the foundation starting kit will work with that.
Would you say you're starting with a good foundation to build your sealed pool? That's right, everyone. Welcome to the show. I don't really know that there's any that I'm not excited to see, but I also haven't read through a lot of them. I want them to be surprises for me,
Oh,
so I can get mad in the moment. Lotte. I can be like, what the heck is this dumb thing? I can just do it right away.
When in
no.
doubt, play DLC.
How many are there? Are there 23 planes?
Yeah, I think we have. Let me check very quickly. I think we ended up at like 23, 24, and then there's 4. Then there's four phenomena.
Mm-hmm. I hope we hit a phenomena. If we don't hit a phenomena, I'm gonna be upset.
Me too. 6, 22 planes. Like if I count like very quickly, plus normal planes, plus 1 V1 plane.
Oh. I am so excited for a new league. I'm so excited for Planes Chase League. Yeah, for the people that weren't here for last Planes Chase, it was wild. It was crazy. It was a lot of fun. Everyone suffers and everyone goes off together, right? Like we had some really we had some weird planes last time that I'm sure got fixed. Like we're not doing the same SNC, right? Where you get to take a card out of their pack when you beat them. That was the broken one.
It was a little.
Yeah, just a little.
But it was a little broken. I will say that.
Just a little. So Lotte, you were the last time I saw you, a couple months ago, up in Canada, you were just a league player. You were Lotte. You were what was it? The birdie, the master detective, you don't
scout.
Have what was it?
I was a scout.
You were the scout. You don't have a moniker yet for a Planes Chase, do you?
No, I did. But we also like talked about it a little bit, like to my great sadness. We do want all the I do talk lots of new players, like want them to have their name in correctly on the server so that the bots recognize them and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't want like that to be like very confusing. But I might like if there's like a short and sweet moniker in there. I might go for that.
Yeah, that's true. If you're the person telling everybody to get their names right, and they look down and see that it says birdie in the middle of it, they're gonna think, "What does that mean? Do I need to have an animal or something in there?" No one's.
I mean, like I think it's like fine. Like if you don't like, we want like the thing mainly is like we want a real name because like it can be a nickname or whatever, but like not like not like Goku or Gohan, but just like John or what have you, what people in real life call you. And we need to have the arena ID on there. And like those two things, like usually just like take up most of the space. But if you happen to have a very short first name and a very short arena ID, feel free to put an ad in there.
I love it. Give yourself a little bit of personality. Follow Lotte's lead. But the last time I met you, you were just a league player, league winner. You've been around for a while, like you said, but you have made the jump from player to committee member. I want to know, what has that been like transitioning? You've always been kind of involved with the stat sheets or the math stuff that I can't really get my head around. But what is it like now being on the other side?
Yeah, not really like much different if I'll be very honest. Like most of the league work, LCE work is just like administrative work, right? So it's just like making sure that like the leagues for me, like I took up over most of Yanni's duties, so like the league standing sheet and the match reporter and making sure that everyone's Discord ID is there and like all kinds of that stuff. Like so I think I naturally have like a lot of volunteering energy. Like I did
That's true.
I did a lot of volunteering for my student organization when I was still studying, and like also a little bit when I was started working. But I stopped that like a couple of years ago, and since then my energy had been like kind of itching around. So I just like think naturally started doing like some of the projects with the with the spreadsheet and stuff, like fixing the OMW, and
Mm-hmm.
like one thing led to another. So like it's not super duper exciting or anything, but it's like it's if you have the energy, for me, like I have the energy for it, and I think it's kind of fun, and try like to get like everyone a little bit on the same page. There's which is like pretty like always like a challenge when you're in a international text-based team.
Yeah, I bet your hours don't always line up with everyone else's working hours, but you're behind, you're through the looking glass now, right? You get to see all the crazy stuff that we didn't get to see. People always wonder what goes on in that league committee channel. Now you get to know. You have all the secrets at your finger. Every time Raph does something and someone goes, "Hey, did you see what Raph said?" Now you get to see it.
I will say this: we have not like for the past couple of months, we have not talked about Raf in the CTN Hotel. Okay, I'll give you like one behind the scenes detail, which I thought was very funny. The committee backroom channel has the description where the sausage gets made,
Yeah.
which I think is kind of funny.
That's great.
But yeah, and yeah, not much. Like we do also do like design stuff and stuff. But I feel like more and more we've been also doing design, kind of open. Like for plane chase, we did the open planes, and there, and like for like I'm really hoping that we can work out like some roguelike concept for the Final Fantasy League.
Yes.
But I think like I kind of hope that other people in the community will also like be involved with that and give feedback with that, because it's kind of an ambitious design, and we'll have to see if we get there somehow.
Hey, I can't tell you how many times I've seen somebody post about like a design that wasn't going to work or couldn't work, and then someone chimes in and goes, "Well, what about this? Or what if you change it to that?" And all of a sudden it takes off. You know,
for sure.
In fact, that takes us beautifully into our next question. Can you tell us about a league design that you just couldn't get to work? One that you just couldn't crack? One that unplayable league? Has there been one for you?
No, not yet, at least. Like I think but there's a couple of things like the roguelike league. I think that's like I would love to get it to work, but I'm not sure if it will work. And right now we're also testing like maybe if we want to do some jumpstart league. But well, I will say, and then like I think maybe you already posted some feedback or something, but I will say that for me, I'm a little less enthusiastic about the possibility of a jumpstart league than when we started testing. So we'll have to see if we can make that work, and otherwise we'll have to do something else.
Jumpstart is a great answer. It's, ever since I've been in the leagues, Chris York has been trying to get the Jumpstart League. He's been trying to crack it. And I am in the Jumpstart League. In fact, me and you played a pretty great game.
Sure.
But I feel the same way. Whereas I opened a pack, I'm somehow 2 colors in my packs, which is great. But then I opened a pack in a different color, and I was like, well, I'm just not playing this pack. Like, it's not worth adding a third color, which means that I'm not really deck building. And like, yeah, it has. I was actually just reading Johnny's feedback, and I think he's right. Where if you're going to do it, you just make it a cube, and then you try and find the synergies in the cube. That's not really Jumpstart. That's it's different. So I don't know.
I think that if we do that, then I would like rather do like a best of arena cube or something, or like something to that extent. But I don't know if that's where we're going.
I think it's too the highs are too high. Like when you get an on pack set or an on color or on theme, you get way stronger, or you just have the sets that don't mash with what you're doing at all, and it's like you didn't even open a pack. Like it's just the two sides of like, because it's not just a pack where it's like, oh, it's got some bad cards in it. It's like, I'm not playing white, so like this pack is all white. Like, what do I do?
For sure. Yeah. So yeah, we'll see what we end up doing. Like, oh, and if anyone's listening and has like a great like league concept they want to pitch, like we might have like room in January for 3 weeks. So
Hey, if they got room, pitch a league
yeah,
design. Start
it's
pushing them.
like
Put them in league crafting.
get it in the league crafting channel.
Yes, people are in there right now talking about Jumpstart. Maybe you guys can crack Jumpstart because I agree. It doesn't feel like Jumpstart has been cracked, even though it was fun. It's just it was
Yeah.
fun for me to do a couple times, but I'm not super invested in it. I don't think I could be super invested in a league if it worked like this.
Yeah, that's what I felt too. Like it was fun as a side event, but like this, like tracking it like this way, like without much deck building, I don't think like that misses like a core part of the league for me.
Yeah, I agree. It was fun, but I also I don't know, couldn't get too far into it.
Sure.
I also had a hard time finding matches in side quest matchmaking for it, but that's
yeah.
its own different thing.
Yeah, but that's the thing with side quests. So
yeah, side quest. It's like, oh boy, it's like sometimes those side quest matchmaking's going strong, and sometimes it's like 5 hours of silence.
Yeah.
But hey, that's why it's a side quest and not an actual factual league.
Sure.
We did get some league questions for you, Lotte. Are you ready for your league questions? And before we start, do you not want to answer Richard's question?
No.
Nope.
No.
Fair. That's fair.
I'm tired. Like Richard, I love you, but I just skip to the food questions every week.
Food questions. You skip to them? You skip through them. You don't like them. Are you not
through them?
Are you not a very foodie person? You don't. Are you very particular with your food, or is this too much to even talk about?
Well, like I don't want to offend Richard any further. Let's go to the questions.
Our first question comes from Evan C. Peas of Crab. I love this question specifically for you. What is your favorite Magic story, whether several chapters or just a single chapter in recent years?
All right, here we go. I'm going to give you 3 chapters.
I love it.
You're going to read them.
I will.
And like it's one chapter is from March of the Machines.
Okay.
And it's the Vraska chapter. And it's very well done. It was it's written by Alison Lurt, who left Wizards. I think this is the last thing that she wrote while she was still working for Wizards.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really like a big send off to Vraska and Jace as characters, like they're fractionized, like how their minds work, but also like they go into like their whole like mind island and like have a little like emotional. Well, it's like very well written and very strong character work in my opinion. Alison Lurt like also wrote like the excellent story, which if you're ever bored, like go and check it out. There's also a good audio version of it by I can't remember. Uncharted Realms, maybe?
Sure.
But like someone, no, Voice of All did like a good audio version of it, so I would recommend that for the Excellent or OT Excellent story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that story from March of the Machine. And then the original Excellent story is like bonus material if you want to.
Mm-hmm.
And then we did not hear anything like from Jason Vraska for over a year.
Yeah.
And then we had OTDA, where Vraska was like suddenly back, not fractionalized, and OTDA was like, well, not a highlight of Magic World Building recently.
Sure.
So
Cowboy playing. They got hats. They all wear the hats.
For sure. But then we, at the end of the set, the plot twist that I actually didn't see coming is that actually one of the characters, like the fake Ashok, turned out to be Jace all the time, which we didn't even know that there was a twist coming, so then you don't see it coming. And then there was like an epilogue, somehow also written by Alison Lurt, like she just got like contracted to the freelance work about like Jason Vraska's a 2-parter epilogue for OTA. It's about like how they, like what happened to them after the invasion and how they respond to it and like what their state is and what their plans are. And like it's very well written and like it's very much both a story that like Magic can tell very well and something that's like written on its own. So I would like, if you have like an hour or so spare, like go read those 3 stories: March of the Machine, I believe episode 8, that's the Vraska one, and then the 2 epilogue stories for Outlaws of the New Junction.
I feel like you have a theme here with these stories, and it's Jason Veraska and this author.
They work together. Like this is why I think like they work together as a part. Like I recommend them as like one whole story over 3 chapters.
I love it. And I love it for you because you're, like, as far as I know, the biggest Vorthos person in the league. Like you know the stories for every set. And you correct me when I get things wrong, and when I have questions, you give me the answers. When I'm asking my questions on the podcast out loud, or I'm like, why did this happen? Or what's this dumb thing? And you'll be like, I'll get a message 2 days later that's like, actually, that dumb thing was a reference to this thing from the story. And I'll be like, oh, okay, cool. It makes sense. I like it. What about like just full set story? What set do you think has had the best story in your opinion?
Well, like I said, I love original Excellent and Rivals. I think that's very good.
Mm-hmm.
Other recent stories, let me think. I thought this one story was pretty good.
I like the Dustmode story with the sad little girl in the house.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
That's like and like the like it's just like a self-contained story. I like the mechanic. Like they used some tiny-wimey mechanic to like have every character like experience their death, but then like as a vision, and then get back to like 1 minute before their death, so they get to prevent it. So you get all like nice final scenes for all the characters. That's what I like. I'll have to think about it. Oh, if you like, not really a sad story, but the Borders War book is honestly just like a good piece of fantasy writing. Like
really, like the old like buy the book.
The old by the book, you can buy it. Like there's also audio versions. You can buy it. I will say this: it's actually a tragedy. Like it's.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, it's sad finding out what happened to Mitra and Urza. No one wins, right? Like nobody has.
Yeah. It sucks. Like actually, I read this when I was like pretty down. Like when I was like, I had like a huge fight, like with a group of people and my friends and stuff, and like that's actually like kind of helped me because I was like, well, I can see like how this kind of fucks up, like the like conflict can escalate. So
and then you Phyrexianized all of them with your oil, right?
Maybe.
Well, great. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is every Magic set I try to figure out the story, and I always feel like I enjoy the set a little bit more when I know the story and story cards, and I can go, oh, this is the card where so and so died, or this card is where you find out Tristani was actually the bad guy in MKM or whatever. Like, I don't know. I always feel like it's a little bit more fun for me when because I mean, we're all here to play the game. We all play the game, but there's a story there too, and the story is a little meaningful, so it helps.
Yeah, for like a story like this, more like which really does a good job, I think, of setting the world. Like I will say that some of the cards are like not sensible in this more story wise. Like they don't, like the acrobatic cheerleader, like that. It's too silly. It's too like doesn't fit. Yeah, it just doesn't like. It takes me out of the story. And at first I thought the whole concept of this one was, well, kind of like I kind of expected another Outlaws of Thunder Junction. I was not very hyped for the set. But the story did a really great job of setting the atmosphere and making the world make sense. So that led to me like enjoying the set a lot more.
See, even if you don't understand the set, and we probably won't get a story for Foundations, right? Like these, probably not. But go back, and if there's a set you really like and you don't know the story behind it, listen to the story. They're really cool. They're really good.
Yeah, there is actually. you got me talking on something.
Let's talk. No, let's do it.
There is a site like ntjlore.com, and they have a page on Foundations where you can just like click on like 100 cards from Foundations, and it will take you to like a web story or a novel like that has the lore behind the card. So if you,
that's cool.
I think it's more fun than like I'm actually like reading everything, but I did like ended up rereading like one old story from Tokyo.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, go check out ntglore.com. Find your favorite card, find your Evolving Wilds, your whatever, your Llanowar Elf, and click on it and get the story. Our next question comes from Wesley C., your team partner from back in the team days, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, shout out to Wesley.
Shout out to Wesley, the best emoter there is out there. What cards are you looking for in your starting pool? What do you want to open?
Well, I would love an Evolving Wilds, but I haven't had like a good blue black control deck for a while. And I think it's possible to get that in Foundation's starter pool. So that's kind of what I'm hoping for.
I love it. Like a couple essence scatters, a couple card draw spells.
Oh, and the new cancel variants and loots. Like, oh, I'm gonna draft so much of the card.
I want the 4/2 that lets you cast anything as though it had flash. Oh, I'm gonna have so much fun with that card. It's the 4/2 that allows you to cast any spell as though it had flash.
Oh,
it's a blue card. Yeah, basically gives you like the ley line, and of course it itself has flash, so you can flash it in, cast your sorcery. Oh, it's gonna be.
Well, speaking of ley line, I bet the ley line actually got hard. In...
Oh, so you want us to go back to Duskmorn so we can get our ley lines, huh?
No, the Leyline X. Like, there's a card in.
Oh, the Leyline X. Oh, yeah, that card's gonna be dumb. Yeah, that's not gonna be a fun one to play against. Although have your reclamation sages ready. There's some equipment in this set. There's even the white equipment. I think looks really good. That just gives a thing hexproof, but then also just +2/0 and flying. Like,
oh yeah, sure.
That thing, like, it's protection, but it's also a finisher. I think that's going to be really good.
Cool.
Our last question. We didn't have many this week. Well, to be fair, I only gave everybody about 2 hours to get questions in the middle of a Monday, because we kind of just did this quickly. But our last question comes from Raphael F. Prudent. Have you learned to drive with your knees? I don't know what this is a reference to.
Oh, do you not know what this is a
reference to? Was this a thing that happened in Canada? Or no. Yeah. Did you see Raph driving with his knees and you thought he was a crazy person?
I thought he was a crazy person. Like, I will say this. Like, I will preface the story, but that I appreciate Raph. Raph, sure. If you're listening, I love you. Great man. Let's put all that aside.
Yeah.
Raph drives like a maniac. Yeah. Raph drives like someone who has not had their prefrontal cortex develop yet. Raph will constantly, like, not just for like 1% possible, he'll constantly go way over speed limits, like 30 miles, 50 kilometers over limit.
Yeah.
Like, while everyone else is just like driving like normal limit, Raph will drive with his knees. While I was like sitting like in the passenger seat, like he was like grabbing, I think he was like putting a CD in and like tried to drive with his knees 50 over limit, while I was there like to like hand the CD for him and like change it up so that we would not be like crashing into something.
Sure, yeah, it's gonna be safe.
I will say like he's not like a bad driver, but I would trust my life to someone who has had 20 driving lessons and doesn't have their license yet, over trusting my life to being in Raph's car. Like, I am not kidding. like honestly, we're laughing about this now. Like, it's kind of funny. We're laughing about this now.
I didn't have to be in Raph's car, so I can laugh about it.
Yeah, but there will come a day. I swear you, there will come a day that like some vertebrae will be broken as a result of rash driving. So any listeners, anyone in the ATL, avoid Lancaster County, Pennsylvania.
When we were driving in Canada, Raph's like, it's great. The speed limit here's 100. They're like, yeah, it's kilometers. Oh, really? Guy was going 100 miles an hour. Oh boy. Well, Lotte, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show. Thank you for being a part of the league in the league committee. I am so excited for Plains Chase, and I know you are too. I can't wait to see you out there.
John, can I ask you a question?
You can, yes.
What are you hoping to?
Solemn Simulacrum. 5 copies of Solemn Simulacrum.
5 copies of Solemn Simulacrum. All right, and what plane do you want to go to?
Ooh, cons. I want family leagues back. I love talking to Lotte. And you can tell at the very end, I wasn't ready for her to ask me that question. As you may know, if you've been on the show, I got 40 minutes to record. We record in Zoom, and I don't pay for it. So I get 40 minutes flat. and I get a warning at 10 minutes, and I try my best to make sure we end like right when that ends. And I was doing so good, was not prepared for Lotte to ask me that question. So I'll even follow up a little bit to say like, what card do I want to open? I already opened my deck, my packs. It's fine. I said Solemn Simulacrum. I'll still say Solemn. I love Solemn Simulacrum. It's not a crazy card. It's not a busted card. But it's a card that just gives you so much value. And if you can do some stuff with it, it really, really goes off. Also, Thousand Year Storm. Thousand Year Storm's a fun one. I don't know if people are going to be playing it. I don't know if it makes any decks. But man, Thousand Year Storm does some really funny stuff. I said Tarkir plane because that's the plane that I probably am most excited for. Just because it's Family League and I like the family stuff. But I do like the MKM where you get put on a case. The case and the quest solving stuff was really, really cool in there. I don't know. I don't really know. I want the weird ones. I want Brawl, even though I don't like Brawl. But it's like, this is the only chance you get to do it, right? Ikoria looks really cool where you get to pick a companion and use that. I think that's really neat. I really like the core set one. I don't know if that made it in. Chris York was talking about that on last week's, but it was like you pick a core set and then it doesn't look like that one made it in, but the core set one I thought was really cool. I don't know. There's a lot of really good ones here, and that's the thing is I'm excited for all of them. I really am. I cannot wait. It's going to be such a good and great time. I'm ready for another league. I am. I'm ready for it. I'm ready to play, and I like core sets. I like my pool. This might be the best starting pool I've had in a long time. I opened, it was like only 6 or 7 rares, but they were all in the same 3 colors, which made my deck building pretty easy. Did my practice games. I'm winning my practice games, which means I probably won't win my league games, but at least I feel good about my deck going in. And if you don't feel good about your deck or you don't know what to do, post it in the Deck Clinic channel. Like, people want to help. People want to discuss. People want to talk. Check out the side events, the side quests. We're just getting going on Roto. Johnny posted a bunch of ideas for cubes that he might run. So go put your input in on those if you want to play any of those cubes. Kevin Ikene's been doing some really cool cubes lately. And if you don't see a side event that interests you, make your own. Get your own going. That's how these things start, right? Like, you just start doing it. That's how the podcast started. That's how so many of these things start. Like, you just start doing it, and people like it, and they get involved, and then you're doing a thing. And we're all doing our thing here, playing Magic, getting ready for the new set. I can't wait to see what happens. Next week's going to be real exciting when we roll that first new pool, a new plane. I can't wait to see where we go and see all the discussion that comes from it, all the twists and turns as we journey from plane to plane on our journey to, I don't know where we're going. We're trying to go. Maybe we don't need to go anywhere. We're just kind of on vacation, just doing some plane hopping, you know? I bet Cody would be really into that. Hopping around on planes, sleeping on couches. Until then, I hope everyone's ready for Foundations. I hope you're excited, and I hope you get to keep a good 7. Because that's really what it's all about, isn't it? Keeping a good 7, having a good time, playing some good Magic. And I hope that Shuffler's in your favor. Because you want to play the game. You don't want to be playing 3-4 colors in week 1, and you draw your 2 off-color lands, and you don't draw your main land, you never get to play. Give yourself a chance. Make it so you can play. Have that Shuffler help you out a little bit. And we'll see everybody here next week. Bye, everybody.